We are continuing part 2 of the cosmological argument with Muzi, Cindi. And we said we are going to talk about Christ, but would you please greet our viewers at home?
I greet viewers of Dr. Victor Pume, and he's a wise man, intelligent man, and I enjoy intelligent and thoughtful and provoking conversations. So keep on following this man, because there's a lot that you will learn from his platforms. Namaste.
Muzi, is Christ the second Adam or the first Adam?
Yeah, we can say Christ is, now we're talking about, you're mixing Christian theology and Jewish theology. So according to Jewish theology doesn't recognize Christ, the Christ of Christianity. Then Christianity recognizes the Torah and the Old Testament. And then they say Christ, according to Christian theology, is called the second Adam. But then the problem with that is that if you talk to Jewish rabbis will tell you a lot of things about the New Testament, the best of the best of. I've studied with the best of Jewish rabbis, and I found so much enlightenment.
Yeah, if you have studied with the best of Jewish rabbis, did Adam have another wife before Eve or after Eve?
Yeah, no, because actually now if you talk about Judaism and the Torah,
answer the question, Muzi. Did Adam have another wife before or after Eve?
No, those questions no longer matter in that cosmology, because then they say Adam.
You're talking about Jewish traditions.
But there was never an Adam.
But you were talking
a literal Adam.
You just said you've learned from the best.
Yes, from the best. But there are different understandings of Adam, even within the Jewish perspective.
Okay.
Because there are different streams of Judaism. Some believe that it was before, some believe it was after, some believe different things about it.
Let me tell you about the Jewish folklore. The Jewish folklore traditions believe that there was a first wife. The first wife of Adam was Lilith.
Is that literal?
They believe it's there. There are books that talks about that.
I've read about Lilith, and I like the mythology of Lilith. Yes.
Okay, you like the mythology of Lilith. So what is it that you can tell us about Lilith?
Yeah, Lilith is actually, I talk about Lilith sometimes when people are going through struggles, and it talks about the divine dance. Lilith gives us a lot to understand, which we need to understand the divine dance, what later came to be understood as the devil, which is another controversial issue, but light and dark. So the thing is, we see, I've studied from all religions. I come from Buddhism. I come from Taoism. They talk about yin, yang, yin and yang. So Lilith can teach you a lot about yin and yang. Lilith can teach you a lot about down and low, darkness and light. Now is light, very soon it will be dark. That's part of life. Lilith teaches about the law of opposites.
Was Lilith the first wife of Adam? That's what the viewers wants to know. Was it the first wife of Adam or not? I
cannot say it was or it was not, because that question is totally relevant.
What is it that you have studied about Lilith?
I've studied the law of opposites, the divine dance.
Okay.
Yes, from that perspective. But the thing is that there are too many schools around Lilith, so I cannot talk about one school and leave the other one. But I don't embrace any of them.
What is it that you do not believe, which is in the Bible?
Everything.
Everything.
Yeah, because
quote 3 things. Quote 3 major things that you do not believe that are in the Bible.
I don't believe in the genesis of all things according to the Bible. Science teaches a totally different cosmology on the genesis of things. I no longer believe in the literal genesis, but I like the story. Yeah. It's a good story of the genesis of things, because there's a lot that you can learn about Adam, about Eve, but not literally. As the problem when you literalize the Bible, then you are in a dangerous territory. Because even Paul says the letter kills. the Spirit gives life. So I understand the spirit of the Bible, not the letter. I'm no longer interested in the letter of the Bible. The letter of the Bible means nothing to me.
Okay. So I want our viewers to really understand you, that you are saying you are no longer a Christian. And you're saying to me right now that you don't believe in God anymore, and you are God. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
You want people to know that you are God, and they should respect you as God, because they don't call themselves gods. You call them gods,
yeah.
But they say they are not God. But you say you are the supreme God.
Yeah.
So I want people who know you, Muzi, and you used to be in the charismatic. You said you were evangelical Pentecostal charismatic church. So I want people to know today that you no longer believe in the Bible. I want people to know that.
Yeah, but I don't say, I never say I'm no longer a Christian. But people say to me, you're no longer a Christian because you don't believe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But there are different ways in which I can still say I'm a Christian, in the sense that I'm a follower of the teachings of Christ. That makes me a Christian. But whether people call me a Christian or not a Christian, immaterial to me.
Muzi, what are you?
I am consciousness, pure consciousness. And again, don't go about shouting at people, hey, do you know me? I'm God. Look at me, I'm God. I tell people that live like God. Treat people like God. Be God. Don't go and tell people that you are God. Go and be. Beingness. Be God to the poor. Be God to those who are needy. Every person that you meet in the street, ask yourself, how can I be God?
Are you a good God or a bad God?
A benevolent God.
Benevolent.
Yes.
Now, the viewers are listening here. This is quite interesting, because you are saying there's no God.
Yes.
Right? But on the same breath, you are saying you are God. There's no God, you are God. So why should you say there's no God when you are God? Why don't you say there is God, and this God that you're talking about is Muzi, who has created the heavens and the earth? Because you are confusing yourself.
Yeah, because the thing is, I'm not confusing myself. And many people, when they are confused, they say, Muzi is confused. And I say, are you not projecting your confusion to me? Because I cannot say, I say to people, I am God and you are God. And the reason why I say I'm God and you are God, because you cannot have another God outside of you. There's no God outside of us. And even the scripture says, have no other God. That was my calling. My calling 18 years ago.
Let me ask you again this question. You keep on saying you're God, and you change, you say you are the supreme God. So my question to you now is, are you the supreme God, or you are just one of the gods?
I am the highest and the greatest I am ever possible. The reason why I say I'm the highest and the greatest I am ever possible is because that creates my own reality. This morning I had an awakening that I wrote about on Facebook. Muzi Cindi speaks even on TikTok, where I'm saying about my understanding today on the 4th of April 2025, 4/4. It was at 22 minutes past 2:22. And this message was that we must tell everybody that they are the singularity. If I did not continue saying for 18 years, I'm the highest and the greatest I am, I'm the highest and the greatest I am, I don't think I would have had that experience today that told me to go and tell everybody that I am the singularity. You are, whoever you are listening to me, you are the singularity. You create your own reality. You create your own world. You created the galaxies. You created all the trillions and trillions of galaxies. They were created by you. You are not separate from the creation of this multiverse. It's no longer a universe. We are living now in a multiverse, a world of infinite.
Last time you said you believe in universal spirituality.
That's universal spirituality, yes. But these things are changing. As the cosmology changing, because now we're talking about cosmology, we're talking about the superconsciousness of the multiverse.
So
the superconsciousness of the multiverse, everything over the past maybe 14 billion years. Now some scientists say it's not 14 billion years, it's 27 billion years. Whether it's 14 billion years or 27 billion years, everything came out of a still point called the singularity. That's why now when people copied from the Stoic philosophy in the book of John 1:1, they say in the beginning was the Word was God, the Word was with God. Stoic philosophers will say to you, in the beginning there was Logos. There was that point that gave birth to all that is. All of us at that point. That's why Rumi will say to you, you are a drop in the ocean, but you are also the ocean in the drop.
Muzi, you call yourself, you claim to be God. Are you bound by legalities of time?
No. Now the issue...
Are you bound by time or not? Because the supreme God is not bound by legalities of time and is free from the tyranny of time.
Yes.
Are you free from the tyranny of time? Are you bound by time or not?
And space. Time and space.
Fine, yes.
But for me to live in this world, I have to respect time and space. Because if I don't respect time and space, then the plane will leave me.
Are you the same yesterday, today, and forever?
Yes, eternal. I'm eternal. I'm infinite and eternal.
Are you the same yesterday, today,
yes,
and forever?
Now if you
so you have a foreknowledge. You have foreknowledge to know tomorrow what's going to happen tomorrow, right? As God.
Yes.
What's going to happen tomorrow? What time am I going to wake up tomorrow morning? Muzi, you see, you're not God. I want to choose. You can tell me.
I can tell you what time you're going to wake up tomorrow morning.
Tell me.
Huh?
You tell me.
The time you wake up.
The time I wake up.
Yeah. That is the time that you're going to wake up. And that's why I say to all people, all of you are going to awaken the time you awaken. Do you know that no one can awaken you and no one can awaken me? And you cannot even make yourself wake up.
The last time when you hear, you're the only person that makes me laugh. That's why I just want you to come again.
No, you're going to wake up the time you wake up. I know the time you're going to wake up. And I also know that you are going to wake up.
Okay, you know what happened to me in the past when I was still a young boy?
Yes, I know.
What happened to me? Tell me.
What happened to you? Is exact, and what happened to you when you were still a young boy happened exactly the way it had to happen. If it didn't happen, if it didn't have to happen the way it happened, it wouldn't have happened.
Okay, so that's the kind of God you are, right?
Yes.
That's the kind of God you are. And that's the way you think, right?
Yes, because you are also God. Because if you say what time I'm going to wake up, I say the time you wake up. And then when you wake up, you say, oh, this is the time Muzi told me. Muzi told me I will wake up at this time. And Muzi was right.
Muzi, I think you don't know what you're talking about, Muzi. Okay, look, are you incorporeal? God is incorporeal.
Yes.
So God is incorporeal. So I want to know, you as you
God
claim
is
to be
all
God.
that is. God is all that
are
is.
you incorporeal?
I am incorporeal, yes.
How do you know that?
I am superconsciousness. I am all that is. And again, when you say you, I ask myself, are you talking about my lower self or are you talking about my higher self? So sometimes maybe it's good for you to phrase your question in the language. Mostly now, I'm asking you about this lower self. Now I'm asking you about your higher self. Now I'm asking you about your highest. And
the word incorporeal is the highest. Is the highest.
Yes, that's why I say I am, because I'm the highest and the greatest I am. Now let me talk to you about the Bible. I just want to come to the Bible before our time goes, because there's something that is burning me.
Okay.
There's something that is burning me. Remember, we said when I come back, we were going to talk about Christ.
Okay, fine.
So there's something that is burning in me.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, because people
don't keep on saying yeah. Go ahead.
People say to me, do you believe Jesus existed? And I say, which Jesus are you talking about? Where I am now, it no longer matters whether Jesus existed or Jesus did not exist. But I still read the Bible. I still read the scriptures because the scriptures are full of esoteric knowledge. They are full of mystical knowledge. They are full of spiritual knowledge. I like the spirit of the Bible, not the letter. Now, In the Bible, there's a person called Matthew. Matthew says, when Jesus rose from the dead, 500 people also rose, and families saw him. Only Matthew talks about that. John doesn't know it. Mark doesn't know it. The Apostle Paul doesn't know it. Luke doesn't know it. Historians don't. Nobody knows that story of 500 people. Only Matthew. Even Paul. Paul says when Jesus rose, he says he was seen by 500 people. But the seeing that Paul talks about is not the seeing that Matthew talks about. Then Paul says, I also saw him. But we know that Paul never saw a physical Jesus. Paul saw the Christ. Now Paul says 500 people saw the Christ. He was seen by 500 people. 1 Corinthians 15. Then he says he was seen by me. In the Greek language, when he says he was seen, he's not talking about physical sight. He's talking about mystical sight. But now this guy called Matthew doesn't talk about mystical sight. He says it was literal. Jesus was seen by 500 people. Jesus was seen by 500, and 500 people rose from the dead. No historian knows that. Luke doesn't know it. Matthew doesn't know it. Mark doesn't know it. Paul doesn't know it. The book of Acts doesn't know it. No disciple knows it. Only Matthew says Jesus was raised with 500 people. It's in the Bible.
So
in the Bible, Jesus was raised with 500 people.
What do you say that? What does that mean to you? Well, make a point, because you haven't made any point.
My point is the Bible is not supposed to be taken literally. Because then when I confront fundamentalists, I said, now what are you saying about this Bible that says 500 families were raised, people, their families. Can you imagine 500 people being raised from the dead and they go to their families, but it's not even one historian knows it. Not even one apostle knows it, only Matthew. So do you call that the word of God if you are taking it literal? But I understand what Matthew is talking about when he talks about he was seen by many people, because he was also seen by Paul, who came later.
Muzi, here's another question. You said you claim to be the supreme God. Do you have angels? Have you created angels?
Yes, I've created angels, but again, the language of angels, the meaning of angels differs according to different traditions, different philosophy, different...
Explain that.
Because angels for me are part of the superconsciousness. These are angels. If I talk about angels, I talk about these people. This is my greatest angel. This is my angel, yes, and Tungata. These are my angels, yes.
Where are they?
They live inside me.
Your angels?
Yeah, they live inside me, yes. They are part of the they're part of the all in all.
Okay.
So I don't have to say there's a distance, because I am now beyond distance. I'm beyond time. The singularity takes us beyond distance. It takes us beyond time. That's why when people say to me, we are going to go to heaven, I say, which heaven? Is it the heaven that is in space and time? Because if you are talking about heaven that is in space and time, then that is a very, very crazy heaven. Because science tells us that the galaxies are moving away, they're expanding. They're expanding faster than the speed of light. Whatever was the heaven that Paul was speaking about 2,000 years later, it has expanded. It's no longer there. It's been taken by the multiverse. So the God who lives in heaven, that God is homeless. And the God who lives in heaven, that God is unemployed, redundant. He's got no work to do.
Are you omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent?
Yes, those are my affirmations, my daily affirmations. I am that I am omnipotent. I don't say omnipotent.
Yeah.
I say I'm omnipotence.
Yeah.
I don't say I'm omnipresent.
Yeah.
I say I'm omnipresence.
Yeah.
Then I say I'm omniscience.
Yeah.
I am all science, because now this gadget that you have in your hand there, everything that you want to know. I always tell people, on my Facebook page, I always tell them, Muzi Cindi speaks. I said it all the time. I say, ask Gogo. I call him Gogo AI. Ask Gogo AI. You know what I'm telling pastors? I said, pastors, I did a post the other day. I said, I asked AI questions about Messianism, and the Apostle Paul. It took AI less than 3 seconds. 3 seconds to answer that, give me a comprehensive essay on my question. So if you are a pastor, you are standing in church and you're saying, today, this is the topic that I'm going to preach about. Someone who's got a phone, ask AI, what is the pastor going to say? AI will give you the whole sermon, the whole outline. And if you are lying, the pastor is lying now. That's why pastors don't want people to ask questions. And I say, but pastors, keep it that way. Don't allow people to ask questions. Because if you allow people to ask questions, AI is going to answer those questions better than you. And people are going to realize that our pastor knows nothing. And then they're going to leave your church.
Do you make disciples? Do you have disciples?
No, I don't have disciples. I don't have disciples.
I'm not here. You don't have anybody who follows this thing that you believe in, right?
I've got fans, people who are my fans.
So, they're not your followers.
No, I don't call them. I don't believe in followers. I believe in
How
fans.
How do you know that they are fans? Maybe they're just reading, but they're not fans because they can see. Muzi, let me ask you the last question here. It's maybe the third last. What is it that I'm supposed to do in order to help you understand that you are wrong?
So then I say, well, why don't you turn the question around and project it to yourself and ask yourself? Can you imagine asking yourself that question?
This is my show. Don't forget that. I'm the one who's asking questions here. Yeah. What is it that I'm supposed to do in order to help you, get you out of this thing? That you're just, I don't know.
So I will say, go to your bedroom, close the windows, close the lights, switch off the lights, and sit alone and ask yourself, is Muzi or me who's wrong? And after 15 minutes, you'll know the answer.
Do you know how many people in this country who are listening to you and me right now, and they're saying, Muzi is lost. Muzi does not know what he's talking about. Muzi was not like this before. Muzi understood God. Now he calls himself God. And he's not God. God, if you say God, you must have power, okay, to be anthropomorphic.
I fall back to Jesus. Every question that you're asking me,
you see, why
the same question
why should you
ask Jesus?
Why do you bring Jesus? You see, let me help you here. Your problem is one.
I don't have a problem.
You don't have a problem.
I will tell you that I promise you, I'm going to send you an email or a text that, hey, Tokotala, I've got a problem. How do you help me out?
Do you pray?
But I don't have a problem.
Do you pray?
I meditate.
Meditation.
Yeah, I
do you know? Okay, come to the word meditation. In the Greek word for meditation is haugao. When you say you meditate, what do you mean?
I become still. I embrace stillness. Meditation, again, I go back to scripture. Be still, and you will know. I always tell people, all these things that you're asking, find a room, close the door, switch off the lights, sit there for 30 minutes. If you can sit alone for 30 minutes, then your journey to awakening has become. Until you can sit alone with the lights off, the doors closed, and the do not disturb sign on your door, sit there, don't do anything, switch off the phones, just sit alone for 30 minutes and just observe the thoughts as they come. Just be there, and you'll know who you are. When you can observe the thoughts coming and the thoughts going, you will realize that, oh, I am the one who's observing the thoughts coming and the thoughts going. I am the highest. I'm awakened. I'm awakened. Hey, Moses right. I am awakened. Be still and you will know.
Let me shoot straight with you. That's not meditation. You are lost. You must go and visit your dictionary and check the word meditation or meditate. That's not.
Do you know how many types of meditation are there?
I just told you that the Greek word for meditation is haugao. And go check that. So what you are saying is different.
There's no right meditation. Anyone who tells you this is the right meditation is lying to you. Anyone who tells you this is the right yoga is lying to you. Anyone who tells you this is the doctrine of God is lying to you. Anyone who says to you this is the doctrine of Jesus is lying to you. Anyone who tells you anything outside of you is lying to you. Go to the room, sit down for 30 minutes and be quiet. After 30 minutes, you will awaken.
Muzi, are you the truth?
I'm Brahman. I'm Buddha.
Okay.
I'm Tao.
Yeah. Are you good? Because God is good.
I'm all goodness. Goodness beyond good and bad. I'm not good, I'm beyond the language of good and bad. I'm not right or wrong. I'm beyond right or wrong. I'm not light and dark. I'm beyond light and dark. Because I am the singularity. I will keep on telling people the message I received on the 4th of April 2025 was for me to tell the whole universe that you are the singularity. You are the singularity. You are the singularity. You are the singularity. You are beyond right and wrong. You are beyond light and darkness. You are beyond low and high. You are beyond time. You are beyond space. And you'll only find that when you sit alone.
So who created the heavens and the earth?
It's part of consciousness. They are not created.
Which consciousness?
Because
your consciousness.
You know,
people.
No.
Or everybody.
Pure consciousness, pure awareness is uncreated, unbirthed, undying. Pure awareness. You know, at the moment, there are people who embrace evolution. There are people who embrace the old cosmology. There are people who believe that the universe is 14 billion years or more old. But still, they bring the designer. But they say, no, in that 14 billion years, there is a design. That design is still separate from the universe. Even now, even when they embrace the 27 billion year cosmology, they will still say, but no, there is a designer somewhere outside. I said, outside of what? Outside of the multiverse. If a designer is outside of the multiverse, then the designer, I've got no business with that. That designer must go and pen in hell.
I'm going to call you again.
If there is hell.
Now you don't contradict yourself. I'm going to call you again to come here. But what is your parting shot? What is your message to Christians, the people who love God, who still read the Bible and everything, who do not want to follow you and who will never follow you?
Yeah, my message to Christians is my message to atheists, my message to Buddhists, to agnostics, to Hindus, Muslims, Sikhs, Brahmins, my message to everyone. To everyone, believers and non-believers. I don't know what to talk about believers. I don't even know what is a believer.
Okay.
Because the age of believing is over. We are now in the age of spirit.
Yeah, no, but you misunderstood me. I want you to send a message.
To believers?
Yeah, to believers.
Oh, I don't believe in believers. Who are believers?
Oh, you don't want to talk.
I'm not a believer.
Okay. I didn't say you're a believer.
I talk to human beings.
Yeah, okay.
I say you embrace who you are.
Fine. You are telling them what you believe.
No,
you want to tell people what you know, what you are now.
I'll tell people that I am.
But they don't want to say what you are saying.
Yeah.
They don't do that.
Yes.
They will never say they are the great I am. Because to them it will be using derogatory schemes against God. And belittling God and denigrating and disdaining God, which is sacrilege, is tantamount to sacrilege. But I'm saying to people that you used to live with who are still Christians, okay, evangelicals, what is your message to the evangelicals now, today?
I say to evangelicals, the age of Pisces. The age of Pisces was the age of fishing, the age of converting people, the age of winning the minds of people. That age is no more. We're no longer winning people's minds. We're no longer convincing people. We're no longer converting people. We're no longer telling people that there must be something else than who they are. I say who you are, be the best you that you can be. Tell yourself every morning, when I wake up, I want to be the best of me. I'm a singularity that is creating the best human being that I can ever be. Not even a human being, but the best divine being that can ever be. And I become the best divine being when I know myself as one with the highest and the greatest I am ever possible. Last week, another one guy with one leg who was crippled by the Vietnam War and now he's got one leg. He said to me, Muzi, you must never ever say I am, because that is the name of God. Only God can say I am. I said, now how do I introduce myself? Say my name is Muzi. Don't say I am Muzi. You must never say I am, because to say I am is to blaspheme against God. And I said to him, you know what? I'm becoming a better person. I'm becoming a loving person. But the old me was going to say to you, you don't have a leg to stand on. He had one leg.
Muzi, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. I really appreciate you. You are a wise man, intelligent man, learned man, and I like your cosmological argument. And may I tell you, You are the singularity.
I don't like to be praised, Muzi.
I'm not praising you. I'm just telling you who you are.
Thank you so much, Muzi.